All right. All right, let me get honestly, I didn't know what title to put today. Just to tell you guys. Whether we're on YouTube or on X or Rumble. I appreciate you guys for being here. Let me see. Edit, edit this, and we'll change the title and the thumbnail. And then we will add something else. Hello, guys. How are all of you doing today? I don't know how many people are here, but I do appreciate you guys for being here, whether you're on the different platforms or not. I appreciate it. We got 7 people that are over on X and, watching and, being a part of this. I appreciate you guys for just taking the time out of your day and being here. Save this. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Go back. And we'll go back in here. All right, let's see how many people we have here. So far in the live stream, we have 38 people that are here. We have 10 likes. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It does help out the growth of the channel. And I don't know why ads are not on. You need advertisements on. Because revenue is starting to go down a little bit on YouTube. It's 4 a.m. here in the West Coast. Well, yeah, it's early. At least it's not as early as I normally go, which is like 6 a.m. So I started at 7 today. I had a couple of things to do and even had to get like maybe a little bit of a workout. So in between this, I plan on maybe taking like maybe like a minute or so and go over here and do like a quick workout and then come back. Like, just to kind of give me the incentive to continue to work out because it's a problem. I tend to work and I love to do what I'm doing so much that I will, give up everything besides family time. I love my family and I will continue to spend a ton of time with them. But I tend to give up everything else to do this because I love doing it so much. I love talking about cryptocurrency. I love talking about stocks, love talking about investing. I love talking about collections. Give me a second. Speaking speaking of collections, I just like I open. I don't know if you know what Lorcana is, but I open up Lorcana packs, which are like Disney trading cards, which I love collectibles. I have Funko Pops, I have Pokemon, I have sports cards and all that stuff. But I just got my first enchanted card, which I'm hype about, and this is worth a decent amount of money, which is a Hades card. I'm excited about this one, but I want to get more enchanted cards because this one is worth like $125, I believe, and I'm excited. I'm excited, and I'll keep buying more and more just to be able to collect them and see what they're worth later down the line. If you don't know what a Pokemon like first edition pack goes for, I am a nerd, very, very much so. If you don't know what a Pokemon first edition like booster box goes for, I don't care. I'll be a nerd because the value of those are insane, absolutely insane. Always into finding the best values possible, and I will 100% be a nerd. I will 100% be a nerd because if I can be able to turn a little bit of money into more money, 100% I'm there. Perry, bro, what want to know about Pyth Network token? Um, I've I bought it earlier. Please let me know a little. Um, have to hold a while or move on to other token. So for Pyth, it's a good position, right? The problem that I deal or that that happens with Pyth that I see within Pyth is the dilution potential within it. Eventually, long term, you're going to see that dilution happen. Short term, you might see a larger push with it because it does have hype behind it as something that has a lot of volume available on many different networks. And I believe it has its own blockchain. Don't like it's not, it's a coin, I'm pretty sure, right? Um, let's go to not recently added. I mean, it is recently added, but something that is moving quite a bit. I don't know if it's trending, but let's see. Because it tends to tell you. So Pyth Network, I mean, it has, $100+ million worth of volume. It's sitting at a $691 million market cap. It is, in the last 7 days, up 12%, up 73% in the last 30 days. So it's good to see that it has moved quite a bit. But again, the issue that I have with it is the fact that it has a low amount of the overall supply that's out there. I think it's like 14%, 15% or so. And that's the only issue is the dilution. And I don't know what level they are diluting it, but that's kind of my problem with it. But overall, it looks like a great position that has a lot of volume, a lot of attention, a lot of hype, right? And a lot of places to purchase it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing at all. And I just haven't really looked into maybe the use case and as people are going to build on it, where it goes from there. Am I wrong by saying it has its own blockchain? Is it built on Solana? Okay, it's built on Solana. So it's a token. Is it built on Solana? Give me a second. Yeah, it's a Solana token. Sorry for saying that it's has its own blockchain. I don't know. I get things confused sometimes. Maybe I was thinking about another play. I don't know. But either way, Pyth, as we look at the overall circulating supply, it's 14, 15% of the supply of the total supply is something that bothers me. That's the only thing. But the hype and attention is there. Good morning, Matt. Sometimes would love to get your Patreon and maybe get your opinion if possible. Yeah, I mean, you can always go over there and message me directly, and I usually respond to every message directly that I do get. That's probably the place that I do respond most. I don't really respond on Twitter. I know I have my DMs open, but I have a lot of DMs that come through, especially for different projects that want me to create a video or some type of content. And I'm like, no, reach out to the management team and they'll, handle whatever they can handle. But I'm not going to go ahead and do that. But then it kind of clouds or floods my DMs with a lot of stuff. But yeah, I have a Final Fantasy VII remake obsession. I bought a bunch of canvas artwork plus their Buster Sword. Is it something that's worth something, or is it something that's just like, hey, maybe it'll be worth something in the end? Terra Luna Classic prediction for $1. I mean, it's iffy if that's going to happen. Will Terra Luna Classic hit $1? That's a loaded question because it all depends on a ton of things. Y'all still holding on to Lunate? Pipe Dream. I mean, that could be your opinion. That could be totally your opinion. And I understand where people are coming from if they don't believe in something. But I can tell you when somebody says, hey, I bought Bitcoin, I can say, hey, I don't believe in that position. These are the reasons why. Right? And then it ends there, I'll never talk about it or talk down on somebody's position and exactly what they want to hold. I'll say, whether I believe it does have potential or doesn't have potential. But I'll give my reasons as to why, and that'll be the end of it, enjoying holding those trash bags as you become exit liquidity. I mean, whatever you feel, whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess. Will Terra Luna Classic hit $1? If you keep asking that, I mean, maybe I didn't answer it fast enough, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Not likely with the supply so much. Yeah, agreed, Brian. I have 70 million Terra Luna coins. Who hacked Soul Network? Now XRP Army will think they can move back up. I don't know. Uh, that's awesome. I'm holding 12 million and staked on a Terra station. ETF is the key. ETF for what? ETF for XRP or ETF for something else? No, the collection is just for me. I also collect poker chips from all the courses I play. It's fun. It's fun for me. My kids will hate me when they have to deal with all of my junk after I'm gone. Yeah, I think about that as well. Like when I have to put all this stuff in, when we have to put all this stuff in storage that we have. Um, but yeah, hopefully it has value. I mean, I want to put it away. I want to put it into a place where I won't touch it, into a whole like box of collectibles and just put it aside. And hopefully the value. Like I said, these enchanted cards that I like, they're tough to get. And like one of the, let me go here. One of the Elsa ones, I think the Elsa one is like 500 or $400. I think at one point it was worth 800. Um, but yeah, I know that you can get a decent amount of money from some of these cards. Like all of the cards that I have together are probably worth somewhere north of 500. I may have spent like somewhere around 500 on it, but I will continue to hold these for a long period of time. Why did I go here? Why did I do that? Let's see. Bro, one more project. Hey, hi, good morning. What's your opinion on retic finance? Retic finance? Give me a second to get into some other stuff. Jasmine looking good compared to the rest of the market. Can't wait to see what the lockup brings. Yeah, I agree. I'm hype about Jasmine Coin. I believe Jasmine Coin will have so much more potential. Somebody on a comment yesterday, like I read all the comments. Somebody on the comment yesterday was like, you one day you talk about Jasmine Coin at 20 cents and the next day you talk about it to $1. And I don't think these people understand um, maybe like what what I truly talk about in these videos. Because when I talk about 20 cents, I'm talking about the level that I want to see it at in 2024. For $1, I'm talking about the potential and the ability to get to $1, and it's looking more and more likely. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen in 2024, but it does mean that it's looking like we could see it get to it at some point. The hype and potential and all of the things are starting to really show me the ability to get there, right? And I guess it just bothers me a little bit that maybe people will comment before they even watch the video, but that's a given, right? It happens where people watch a portion of the video, never watch the rest of it, and then they comment and leave that comment there without understanding what happened, there. It's like uh, tweeting out something where people are like, this, it's crazy that this blowout for, the Super Bowl or something, and the Patriots are going to win and all that stuff or whatever, right? Not saying the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, but they'll say like, "Oh, the Patriots are going to win," or the Falcons are going to win, or whatever, right? And then all of a sudden, they don't watch the rest of the game, and the other team ends up winning, right? That's uh that's pretty much how that goes. How I see that in the comment section. People will say something, don't watch the rest of the video. At the end, I talk about a lot of what the video is about, and then they miss the entire um, reason for watching the video or making the video. Guys, we have 120 people that are here. Make sure you hit the like button. We got 35 likes on YouTube. And we got 5 people that are watching on Rumble. Thank you guys for watching. 2 likes here today. As well as 6 people that are watching on X. Thank you guys for watching as well with 4 likes. So make sure you hit that like button. Daisy, you're super loud. I don't know why you have to be so loud. No. Come here. Just give her some scratches. That's what I'll do. Looks like Grok is trending right now. I don't know why Grok is trending. I'll have to refresh that. Duplicate. And maybe it's the different Grok. Maybe it's the chatbot rather than. Oh, it looks like AMC is also trending. So let me keep this over here. No, no more. No more scratches. No more. You're getting fur all over me. All right, let me bring this over here. And let me see. Oh, now that says AMC. Where's Grok? Grok was just trending. Now why is Grok not trending anymore? Maybe it's because I updated it. We got GME that's trending. AMC that's trending. I need to buy more AMC, by the way. Whatever. I guess I can't find it. That's fine. That'll be fine. All right. Let's get into the market. Let's do a little bit of a market update today and show you guys exactly what's happening. XRP is the shittiest coin and people investing in that crap. I mean, that's your opinion. And then when XRP becomes way more valuable, these same people that say that XRP is the shittiest coin, that it's the worst coin in the world, will be nowhere to be found, or they will be those same people that are like, I should have invested money into this play. So many people told me about it, and they talk it up for some reason instead of, owning up and go, okay, I made a mistake. Anything within this market has potential, and a lot of people will push down on one play just so that they can kind of hype up another, right? So somebody that doesn't believe in XRP will believe so much more in Bitcoin. Somebody that doesn't believe in Bitcoin may believe in Ethereum. Someone that doesn't believe in Ethereum may believe in Solana. Somebody that doesn't believe in Solana may believe in AVAX or whatever. And they'll push whatever position they want to push. And they will, kind of just completely like stomp down or hammer down on any other project that has any type of hype or any type of potential, right? And it's interesting. It's not something that hurts my feelings at all for investing into a play. Like anything people say, it doesn't hurt my feelings. This is why I'm on the internet, right? The internet is full of horrible things that people say, including, saying that, people are, crap bags and whatnot. It's okay. I'll invest in what I invest into. You invest in what you invest into. If you have success, fantastic. I really hope you have success. And, I hope that I have success. However, if I don't have success, not going to feel salty, not going to feel upset. If I do have success, still not going to rub it in your face. So that's just how that goes. But it's okay. Who really hurt you? That's what I want to know. I'm pushing a position. Cryptocurrency, period. I agree. 100% agree. At least LUNC is moving up and down. Yeah, at least it's moving altogether. If you don't want to make money, then buy. XRP is crap investment. If you don't want to make money, then buy it. Even LUNC is better than XRP. All right, well, we'll see. I don't even know how to say your name, so I'll just leave it at that. But XRP is a very long hold, in my opinion. I agree. True, XRP is a stable coin. It's crazy the things that people say when you get to a point where things are flat. People will say anything about that play because it is not moving, and they will go to the next thing that is moving. But the problem is those same people will be those people that consistently lose money in every single play because they go from one play that has decrease down and they'll go, I'm done with this play. Then they'll go to the next play that's looking like it has a lot of hype, and that will decrease after they already invested into it while it was at a high point, and they will end up losing money there. A lot of the people that are talking a bunch of shit on like Terra Luna Classic and XRP and even, Solana or whatever the position is, are people that have lost money on that play because they invested into it when people told them to. And those people are telling you to invest into it. I'm telling you to look at the position, do your research. If you like it for the long term, make that move. It doesn't mean that it's for now. It doesn't mean that it's for tomorrow. It doesn't mean that it's for next month or next year. It could be for the next 2 years, 3 years. It could be for the next 5 or 10 years. Who really knows? But the point is that there's a lot of potential, a lot of hype behind crypto overall. And as you see that position, it gives you the opportunity to gain so much in the end because of the different things that could be implemented with it. And it's always the people that have lost money throughout something that will claim that it's crap because they invested at maybe it was 27.00027. Maybe they invested at that point where it was halfway up to the all-time high. And when I say all-time high, I mean for this supply that we have now. So they invested at that point, and then it started to decrease down because they got into the FOMO and they're like, this is crap. Sure it is. It's only crap because you decided to buy at the last possible second versus buying when things were at their lowest point. And now while things are at a low point again, they want to call it crap. Same thing for XRP. As things are at a lower point, they want to call it crap. But then when it starts to hype up and starts to push up, they invest at the last second again and lose money again. It's okay. It's okay, right? I look at plays and I may be down on some plays, maybe up on some others. But the reason why I'm up on those other ones is because I was down at one point, right? I got in it maybe at a lower point, but it wasn't the lowest point. I was down maybe a significant amount on Grok right now. I'm down a significant amount. Now, did I jump the gun and investing, like going all in on that position? Maybe. But the point is that I still believe in it above 70% of a penny. And as it does grow up to a level to where it's insanely positive, I'll be happy about that. I'll be happy about that decision that I made. That's the way that I see it, right? I see it at a low point. It really just got started. When things do push up and the hype becomes real, which the hype is already real. It's just whether you see more investors into it. Once you have that hype that becomes super real, you end up seeing Grok push up to 3 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents. That's just how that goes. Unfortunately, I don't feel the same way, the same as LUNC. I don't know what you're talking about. I missed a lot. It's funny how when things are finna get serious for investment, it's so much hate towards it. 100%. 100%. I feel LUNC's problem is no one can agree on to anything. I agree. We just agreed. No one can agree on anything in Terra Luna Classic. You're right. They always think they have the best idea. And stop, Daisy. That next person will say, hey, this is the best idea. This is what's going to propel LUNC to the next level. And the next person will say, no, that's not the right way to go. And whoever speaks louder gets the support. Nice t-shirt. It's just a white t-shirt. Bi-weekly and holding for the long term. That's what I'm doing in a lot of positions. Ready for the next wave, up on pork. I've heard about pork, which I guess is something fork. I forget what it is. Pepe fork, I think it was. Very sassy cat. Yeah, she's not the happiest. She just wants a bunch of love, but I can't just sit here and pet her all day. How's the $10 in CRO going? That's going pretty good. Let me see. Let me go over here. I did want to go into the overall market as well, but right now, it is down from where it was yesterday. but it's at $106.84. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Actually, I should have had another investment that happened. Um, but I don't know if it went through this morning. I think it might go through at some point in the day. It's not the same time every day, which is weird. So yeah, $106.64 is where it's sitting at for CRO with 1,314 CRO. I'm going to continue to invest, continue to let that go. That's going to be investing forever. I'm never going to stop doing that. But it all depends how much money I make, right? If I don't make enough money, I'm not going to sit here and just continue to invest there. And then I might end up, when I get to that point, making up for the whole thing by continuously investing $300 for every month that I missed. But I hope that I can just consistently invest $10 a day in CRO. And I hope it doesn't become manual. I want to let it be and let it live its life, and we'll see how that works out. But yeah, that's how it looks right now. Let's look at the entire market really quick. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We got 62 people that are here and 141 people that are watching on YouTube. We have 6 people that are watching on Rumble, and then 2 people that are watching over on X. I know we are live on Twitch as well as Kick. So I want to bring up Twitch really quick, or at least me bring up Twitch, not you guys. But yeah, we have one person that's watching on Twitch. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Also, let's see how many people we have on Kick. I'm streaming pretty much everywhere. The only place I'm not streaming on is Facebook. Yeah, it looks like we got one viewer over on Kick as well. And thank you for watching. But we have 158 followers over there. We have 956 followers over on Twitch, and obviously the followers for every other place. So feel free to hit that like button. Let's go into what's happening in the market today, because we need a little bit of a market update to kind of give us a sense of where things are. So let me refresh this market just to see what the total global market cap is at. So total global market cap is at a $1.64 trillion market cap, about 1% down on the day. We're also seeing Bitcoin's dominance that is increasing. It's at 51%. Know that if it is high, we are not seeing the altcoin season right now. So don't think that it is truly altcoin season. If we look at the fear and greed index, it currently stands at 55, which is more neutral, but more leaning more towards the greed side. But yeah, I think we're probably going to start to lean more into fear with all of the red that we are seeing today. If we look at Bitcoin, it's down about 0.7%, about what the overall market is down. We're also seeing Ethereum that's flat. I would say that everything kind of looks slightly flat, but there are some things that are reacting a little bit more, and we'll get into that. We see BNB that's down by 0.5%. Solana is down by a lot compared to the rest of the market. It's down by 3.3%, 10% for the last 7 days. So definitely down quite a bit. XRP down about 6% for the last 7 days, or kind of flat on the day. If we look at Cardano, down 2%. Avalanche is down 4%. We're seeing Chainlink that's down 4 or 5%. Polkadot that's down about 3.5%. Internet Computer down by 5%. And as we move outside the top 25, we're seeing some things that are up, right? Optimism up by 4%. Uniswap that's up by about 2%. Celestia that's down by 4%, and you see a lot of red that's happening. Injective 6%, Monero 19%. So if we go and look at the things that are increasing the most, Ethereum named service is kind of leading the list at 24% increase on the day, 17% increase over the last 7 days. Pendle is next at a 7%, a large move or a large difference between first and second in the top 100. Seeing 7.8 or almost 8% a gain within Pendle. Then you have Optimism that's 4%, GNO that's 4%, Arbitrum that's about 2%, And you know, a lot of things around the 1% mark, but at least you see some of these things that are positive. But then you start to get into things that are dropping. And there's a lot that are falling in the top 100, a lot that's red in the top 100. Um, if we wanted to look at something just happened. I don't know what just happened, but that was weird. It was like a beep or something, I think. Don't know what that was. But either way, we're seeing the overall market, like I said, at $1.64 trillion market cap. I wanted to look at things that are maybe recently added. Always like to look at those and break down things that have the most volume, and then also break down things that have their own blockchain. We have Jupiter that has the most volume here within the things that are recently added. $224 million worth of volume. It makes sense, right? It's Jupiter, right? Fully diluted market cap sitting at a $5.1 billion market cap, but the overall market cap is, I believe, less than $1 billion. But it's sitting at about a 51 cent price. And that's on the Solana chain. I'm thinking about buying a little bit more. I did buy about one Solana worth, so I would have to buy a little bit more. That's there, and that. Anyways, as you can see, you have $55.4 million in UZX. If you look at the Pandora, $52 million worth of volume with $87 million worth of volume. GME has seen a decent amount of volume as well, 30.6 million. Also seeing $65.9 million of a fully diluted market cap that's there for GME. I was talking about that in Patreon recently, just about the movement that has happened there. But it is up 75% in the last 24 hours. Pandora is also up by 107% in the last 24 hours. Anything that is up in that has been released. So Tucker Carlson apparently is up by 114%. And you know, you see a lot of things that are just recently added that are moving quite a bit, but just understand that the volume is what really tells me the hype behind it, the potential behind it, right? So that's something you want to look into. I also would like to see if anything does have its own blockchain. So it looks like Fire has its own blockchain at about $4 million worth of volume. So that's something you might want to keep an eye on. I always like to look at things that do have their own blockchain and see the hype and potential within that. But yeah, a dog with fork. So fork is a new play apparently on the Solana chain. People are gonna ride this until the wheels fall off apparently with Solana meme coins. So get into the plays that are actually making a move now before everything starts to get flooded. But yeah, that's where the market stands right now. Just to give you a little bit of an update. Most visited right now, you're seeing Honk as the most visited over Bitcoin and over Avalanche and over Solana. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. It's seeing about $6.4 million worth of volume. Trending, you're seeing Honk that second, Jupiter that's trending, Chainlink, Bitcoin, Solana, Pyth, Dog with Hat that's trending as well with about $28 million worth of volume. So yeah, that's where things are right now if we look at the entire market overall. Whoops. Ugh. Okay, we got 130 people here, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Full screen, it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, if I go full screen, then my head cuts off everything within the situation that's over there. So they ain't right shit right now on Solana. I mean, I probably have to agree with you. Um, Any movement of Grok update? So no, it looks like Grok hasn't really moved too much. I can go into my watch list. Um, and certain things, a lot of things that are on the watch list that I have are red. You have Jasmine Coin, with the exception of Jasmine Coin, as well as Teller. Teller's up by 2%, Jasmine Coin up by about 4%. You have GME that's up by 68% right now. Grok is slightly up. It's at 27% or almost 28% of a penny. So it's not really a large mover right now. And it's not something I'm truly worried about. But it is something that's a lot lower than where I invested dollar wise, not just price wise. Because price wise, you could see this at a certain point, and yes, it will be a decrease, and you could see that easily get back up to 70% of a penny, 1 cent, all of that. But the issue that you deal with is the fact that you're not really seeing the same amount of volume that was going into this in the beginning. Like you saw hundreds of millions of dollars that were going through in Grok, and I think you will see that eventually continued, but right now volume is just insanely down on basically everything, right? You even look at like Krill Coin at $188,000 worth of volume, Harvest Finance $711,000 worth of volume. ALCX $2.7 million worth of volume. Anchor $8.9 million worth of volume. Jasmine Coin, exception of Jasmine Coin, seeing 63, seeing $65 million worth of volume for Terra Luna Classic, and seeing 51 for TRB. So there's some decent volume that's going in, but overall the volume just doesn't look fantastic. I mean, we're looking at 42. Is that right? By saying $42 billion worth of volume, it is up 12% in volume, but majority of that is negative volume. I'm here just to warn you, all money is on meme coins. Here to warn you, all money is on meme coins. All money is not on meme coins. There's a lot of money that are on meme coins, but you can see the number. You can see the number of that's in every single market. You can see that you'll see a certain part of the market you'll have $5 billion that goes through in meme coins, but majority of the money is flowing through in things like Bitcoin. If we're really talking about majority of things, they're going through stable coins, but those stable coins could also attribute to Bitcoin movement, Bitcoin volume, as well as meme coin volume, as well as metaverse volume and gaming volume and all that stuff. 1,000 into LUNC, Jasmine, or Cronos. I mean, I would pick Cronos because I'm a big fan of Cronos, and then I would probably say Jasmine Coin, and I'd probably put LUNC there. The reason why is just because I'm going by use, and that's kind of what I want to lean more towards, is more towards use rather than towards just hype and potential. And Terra Luna Classic can have that as well, but it's also a big if on that, depending on what the community does and what we vote on and what we agree on, which it seems like we can't agree on anything right now. Orange is about to explode. For some reason, I thought Orange was Orange X's like um, coin, but it's not. I once I saw it was orange, I was like, well, they would probably have the same symbol if that was the case. Um, so no, that's not the case. But I did see it was moving quite a bit. I really don't know what it's for, but it's moving. Brian, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate that. Um, and that's your first super chat on live stream. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And you say hashtag Grok. Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Grok. All day, every day.
Brian Hertzig donated $1.99 through Super Chat. Hashtag Grok.
Yes. Hashtag Grok all day. It's my first YouTube, yeah, first one on YouTube. Thank you for sending a super chat. I appreciate it. I know you sent someone plenty on Rumble. Matt, have you played Power World yet? It's on Steam and Xbox as well. It's fun. I have it downloaded. I haven't played it yet. Well, I lied. I created my character, but the problem is I don't have time to play it. I know it involves. If it didn't involve like guns and weapons and stuff, I probably would have played it around the kids already. But since it does involve like guns, I can't do that. So I just don't want to expose them to too much of that. We play a lot of games together, but I wish it was like I wish it was just like Pokemon without any of the weapons or anything, and then they could watch me play that, and they could play it as well, and or Harper can play it. Hayden can't really do anything, but yeah, I've created my character. That's pretty much it. I heard it's really fun though. Um, they should implement some sort of like crypto into that. That would be great. Meme coins are the future and take over the world. Weren't you the same person that was talking about XRP and how it sucked? And you're talking about meme coins are going to take over the world? How? You checked out Arc Block? Yeah, can I check out Arc Block? Maybe in a couple of minutes. Let me go over here. XRP is absolutely trash. I mean, everybody has their opinion. You can clearly, say your opinion. I would like to know why. I would like to know why you think it is. It is the only cryptocurrency that actually has clarity on whether it is or isn't a security. Every other one does not. It also has, the parent company that's involved in or partnered with 70 countries when it comes to, you know, um, banks, when it comes to, their payment option. Will you talk about the run that Lucky's has in the last week or so? So yeah, I mean I've been talking about that on the live stream a little bit, talking about the move that Lucky's did see recently and the different things that they are looking to do when it comes to burning. Somebody mentioned yesterday that they burned, I think, a total of 8.5 billion, and that they're looking to launch an NFT, NFT sales to one burn Lucky's Leprechaun as well as maybe create some more of a marketing budget for them to spend on exchanges so they can launch on these exchanges. So that's phenomenal. Wish BTC would just dump already because it's boring as fuck. That's very true. Very true. BTC is everything is boring as hell, and it's probably going to be boring for the next month. Honestly, I've been saying this that it's either going to it's going to increase and decrease. So you're going to see a decrease here, increase. It's going to stay sort of flat. It's going to decrease at a level where maybe it's like this, a slight decrease, but it's going to be very, very boring. And then we're going to get to a point where it hits a certain point to bounce, and that'll be somewhere around the halving where we have some sort of news. Right now, we have no news that's coming out for crypto in the next couple of months. We have nothing in February. We have nothing in March, and we may have a buildup in March to the halving, at which we may end up seeing a little bit of a dive off of the halving as well, and then eventually seeing that major push. So yeah, I agree. it's very, very boring, and it's not good for YouTube because I don't, um, like I don't know what to really talk about because things are just flat. Like there's nothing really crazy happening. 70 countries and no movement in the chart. Something isn't adding up with that info. So it's true, but the problem is that the litigation holds because it's most likely going to be, um, you know, captured and held by governments and banks and supported by that. So you're going to see major movement in that area in those areas. But the problem is that if you don't have regulatory clarity in everything and you still have litigation that's happening, you're not going to see XRP that moves. When you have any type of win in the courtroom, XRP tends to move, right? It moves a lot, right? You saw with the labeling of XRP as not a security, it moved up to like 90 cents or so, but then did decrease back down. And why did it decrease back down? Because it added more, it added less clarity to the situation, even though it was labeled as not a security and can be offered on Coinbase and Kraken. With them talking about how they can appeal it and how they would appeal it, it brought back the possibility of maybe not, maybe that wasn't the right ruling, right? And with this uncertainty, it's funny that I'm getting an ad for a Dell monitor because maybe it's on a Dell, right? That's probably why. But either way, XRP, there's so many things that don't add up, and it's all because of what's happening within the the litigation right now. That's all that it is. It's all in the courtrooms. And once we see clarity there, we should see what XRP's true potential and true push, should be. And the thing is even though they have these things that are happening, Ripple is still making partnerships outside of using XRP, right? Because of the the backing of CBDCs, and maybe not by everybody, but you're seeing the backing within CBDCs there. So my issue with XRP is it needs a market cap of Bitcoin to be $15. Um, it decreased down because it decreased down because XRP is trash and Ripple still holds majority of the supply. They can dump on the market. So the understanding that they are not doing that, if you don't know what Ripple is doing, with their supply, they're adding a billion every month, which does create a natural inflation to the price. And that's like per month. So that's the reason why you can't really see it fully run, but it's not the reason why it will be held down, right? Yes, it will take 48 months for them to do that. And also, out of this lawsuit, we could see something to where the SEC agrees that XRP is not a security. Ripple's doing, the right things. They didn't, go against any, for some reason, I can't think of words, go against any, securities laws, right? So with that being said, you can now utilize, XRP in whatever fashion they want to utilize it for. But the point is, you could also see something where this case, they now have a settlement that also incorporates them not being able to offer any more throughout escrow and having to burn off some, right? Having to burn off all or whatever. And that could be the case. But you never know, right? This is the thing. The unknown is what makes it interesting. And that's why I'm so hyped behind XRP, is because there's so much potential. And even just using it myself, I see the ability, I see the places that's going to go. That's just my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. I don't expect anybody to see the same way that I see. Everybody sees through a different lens, right? We look at it a different way. Maybe you have tunnel vision. Maybe I have tunnel vision. I understand where people are coming from. I just see all the things that I've researched and understand that this is calling back to me as a major positive play. That's the way that I look at it again. Jacob, XRP is waiting on for MTO, in the 4 biggest states. Then it's on like Donkey Kong. No, XRP and the technology created by Ripple, but we invested on the tech, not the company, if that helps. What do you mean? ICP, wait, XRP, um, ICP trumps XRP. ICP does everything. XRP only does one thing: go down, down. So you're talking about the price. You're not talking about, if you don't understand where ICP was, do you know ICP was at $750 per coin? And now ICP was all the way down to like $5? How does that happen? And it's still at a I think multi-billion dollar market cap, right? How does that happen? Do you want to take a guess? It was major dilution. ICP has an unlimited max supply. If we're talking about supplies here, ICP has an unlimited max supply. I'm not saying ICP won't be effective and won't be great, but anytime, kind of, for lack of a better term, shit hits the fan for ICP, they mint more, right? They just add more to the overall supply. Before this, when I first invested into it, it was at around Ethereum's supply, which was like 100 or closer to 200 million coins. You know what the overall supply is now for ICP? The circulating supply, I believe, is like 400 or 500 million, sitting around the like Solana like levels, right, for max supply. And that's a major problem. If you have an unlimited max supply, it means that you have unlimited dilution that you could have within this play if this doesn't really go anybody's way. And to see that that's the case, but also know that XRP has a Solana outrage is pretty messed up. We'll have to get more into that. But as you can see, for like ICP, the unlimited supply, it has an infinite amount of supply. They can continue to add more, continue to do more, to put more into the overall circulating supply. For XRP, there was a max of 100 billion. Never is going to go over that. Yes, it is a lot, but it's never going to go over that. Yes, ICP was manipulated by FTX to pump Solana because Alameda Research was a major Solana holder. Manipulation equals more manipulation, right? If that's the case. I don't know if that's true, but either way, if you have the chance to manipulate it a first time, you can manipulate it a second time. It can continue to be manipulated with more and more supply that could be introduced. It has a unlimited max supply. Now, I'm not saying that they will. I think ICP has a lot of potential, but it still bothers me because I made money from ICP, and I didn't think that we would see these levels of supply, right? I didn't think that. But I made money from ICP. I sold ICP as it was at a level of, because I bought at a low level, went up to like 75 or something, and then I sold and made money off of it. However, I could have lost everything that I put into that if I would have held on to that all the way until this point. Just know that.
Brian Hertzig donated $4.99 through Super Chat. I wonder if these same conversations happened on the trading floor at the beginning of the stock market. So many visionaries, so many haters.
I 100% agree, and yes, it probably did happen. And there's so many people that doubt a lot of things that are out there because they have their own thing to push, right? And I understand where people are coming from. They want to see something run. They want to see ICP more talked about. They want to see Solana more talked about. They want to see this or that. And it's understandable where they're coming from. I talk about everything. I see potential in everything. However, there are some things that kind of push me away from some of those things, right? I don't have ICP now because I'm afraid of that dilution. I have XRP now because I understand what the max supply is. I understand what the vision is. I understand that you're not going to be able to overall dilute it throughout the next 10 years. Yes, you can dilute it by adding a billion every single month. But when it comes to diluting it 100%, diluting it 200%, 300%, 500%, whatever, I know that that's not a possibility. I know that we're going to hit a wall of dilution at some point because there is a max supply. But the point is that I see potential in everything, and you need to see potential in everything, because if you don't, then you miss out on a lot of opportunities. But I agree with you. I believe that that's the case, that you probably have seen a lot of people have these same conversations in the beginning of popularity within the stock market, right? Not even the beginning of the stock market, but because we are years into this, over a decade, I believe. Wasn't Bitcoin created 2013 or something? 2000, I don't know when it was created. Alexa, when was Bitcoin created?
Bitcoin was created on January 3rd, 2009.
2009.
Satoshi Nakamoto, the author of the white paper on Bitcoin.
2009. So like we're over a decade into this, and we understand that cryptocurrency is at a point to where it did skyrocket up to what, a $3 trillion market cap or something like that. Seeing Bitcoin by itself at like a 1.2, 1.3 or something like that trillion dollar market cap. Fantastic. We're still in the beginning stages. We're still like in the middle ground of this absolutely blowing up and getting to a point where it has that consistency. For the stock market, we see, ETFs, things that are creating stability, large firms that are holding a lot of, certain, tech plays and real estate companies and ETFs and just everything, right? We need to see that stability here. And I think that's a launching point to the stability by seeing the Bitcoin ETF, then seeing an Ethereum ETF, then seeing an all-encompassing ETF, a gaming ETF, a meme coin ETF, whatever, right? We're going to have a lot of different ETFs that are created to create that stability and bring more consistency to the market. But we're going to see that at higher points. And I just want to be invested in the beginning stages before all those ETFs come on, which I am, right? Damn, ICP and render dropped. Good time to buy. So who thinks BTC will dump versus pump? I don't think we'll see a massive dump. What I do think we'll see is a pullback, a slow pullback. But there's always that chance. Like I talked about this in my market update on Patreon. Speaking of that, if you guys want to join the Patreon, feel free to use my link down below. Also, if you want to start trading with Margex, I have a link in the chat where you can trade with Margex. It honestly is really good to have these dynamic updates within positions, and also just see the overall growth in some of these plays as you are trading at a 5x leverage or 10x leverage or whatever. But what I think we will see is this pullback back to like one of these levels, right? I talked about how there's multiple options. I said there was 2 options, but I think there's 3, right? The option that we could see is where the 200 EMA plays catch up. Let's say there's 4 options here. Right? We can have multiple options, but let's just say there's 4, right? So we can have this where it levels out, stays around this point, and then the 200 EMA plays catch up, and eventually we see it take off around April. That could be the case where it's really boring. Then we see something that's still equally as boring, but also on more of a negative scale where people aren't really happy about it, where it pulls back slowly and then gets to a point where it's the end of March, where it hits the 200 EMA and bounces off of that, because we're looking at this as a significant point to where it could bounce off the 200 EMA. However, the more significant level that we have seen is more of this trend line here, where the trend line has picked up and you see multiple touch points within that trend line, and you're probably going to see that pull back to where it does get to this trend line a lot later or a lot sooner, right? Where it can pull back to about $30,000. Now that would be ridiculous because a lot of people may get liquidated from things like, Margex and other platforms that offer leverage trading. So that's the other option where you could see that pull back to this line. But then you could also see the pullback to this level where you're going to see at 38 a double bottom, and then it creates a W formation, bouncing off and pushing up. And honestly, we could see that as it gets closer to March, like the beginning of March, and then it picks up and really pushes up. As we get to April, it really picks up here and may end up pushing above that. So that's kind of where I'm looking for those bounces. There's multiple options. I honestly don't know which one it's going to choose, but right now, as we see more negativity, it's looking like it's choosing the first option where it's slowly starting to decrease along this line. So we'll see. We'll see how all of this plays out. It really depends. Because I don't think this gain that we're seeing right now is definitely a lot stronger compared to everything else that we've seen here. It shows that we have more investors in the crypto market. It shows that you have more consistent holders within the crypto market, because from this point to this point, right, is, you're looking at well over a year from the end of 2022 to the end of, or the beginning of 2024, right? We're looking at over a year, and it has that consistent movement versus over here where, you're looking at from, let's say, from October 2020 to April 2021. So less than a year that it ends up pushing up to this point and really pulls back within from April 2021 to May of 2021. It really pulls back, or even to the lowest point, July of 2021. So in the same year, it pulls back very hard to get down to this point, which is 20 or 30,000, right? Yeah, 29,000. And then it picks up in a fast motion. So all of these levels are fast movement, and we're seeing more consistent movement within the chart right now, which leads to stronger, more consistent gains. So less of a pullback and more gains because of the fact that we're seeing that consistency, right? So this is what we needed to see, that slow pullback here, levels out, different strength that it creates. And then we saw, more of that pullback. And obviously this was created by more of the collapse in cryptocurrencies and Terra Luna Classic and all that stuff there. But, you can see that lower low and how it has been slowly moving back up over time. And it feels good to see that, because then, it confirms my thoughts that we have more people invested into the crypto market now than we have ever had. Matt, have you heard about what Genesis is trying to do? I was reading a little bit of things on Genesis, but only titles, so I'm not sure. Genesis wants to sell off GBTC shares. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. These charts, like, how is that? I'm trying to think of, do they hold majority of GBTC? Like, are they housing it? The charts mimic each previous bull markets almost to a T. Hey Matt, thoughts on the new Ryoshi L2 network? I have no thoughts on it. I haven't looked into it. I think that's if it's approved, it will affect the market greatly. Where did all the hype on CRO go? That's the real question. So I talked about CRO, I believe I believe I talked about it in a more recent video. If not, I'll talk about it now. The CRO has a lot of hype behind it, but not based on the normal hype that you see. For a CRO, it has never seen a crazy amount of volume. It's seeing $6.8 million worth of volume for a $2 billion coin, $2 billion token. Like, that's absurd to a lot of people. That's a 0.33% volume to market cap ratio. And if I was to look at this in any other situation, I would say this has no hype. It has no potential to run because it has no popularity. However, the popularity isn't just right here. The popularity isn't just at a 0.33% volume. Isn't just based on that. It's based on the amount that's held by the investors. The reason why it's at a $2 billion market cap is because people have a reason to hold it. People have a reason to use it. And it's not about transactions. It's about holding it for a longer period of time. The typical days of hold time over on Coinbase, and this is just on Coinbase, right? On crypto.com, it may be completely different. It may be a lot more. But on Coinbase, it's 135 days, right, of typical days of hold time, meaning that we have a lot of people that are holding for a long period of time. It's not about whether I'm getting a lot of notifications, and I think it's from the front door. But it's not about CRO and how much volume it sees. I would love to see more volume, and it would create a lot more hype if we did. But the hype is around how many people are holding it and how long they're holding it. So that's why I'm a big fan of CRO, and I will always be a big fan of CRO because of all the things, the reasons to hold it. Are you still holding any Loop Ring? Yeah, I still hold Loop Ring. I have a little bit over on my wallet, Loop Ring wallet, with it's in a pool still with Ethereum. So I haven't touched it. I think I have like 2,000. I think I'm pretty sure. After doing all my research on crypto, you either need to invest big to make millions, or else you are just living a fantasy. Having 1 million SHIB won't make them a millionaire like some think. I mean, you never know the possibility, and you don't want to count anything out because there's a lot of people that started out not investing big at all. You think about if you invested the same amount of money it costs you for $1 million now, which is, what, $100, something like that. Right? If you invested $100 when Shiba Inu first got started, you would have $1 million at this point. You would have over $1 million at this point, because Shiba Inu grew by 76 million percent. So you would have over $1 million at this point. If you decide, I think it was 95 million at the peak, but either way, you would have a lot of money by not investing big. And also, I invested in $43 into Terra Luna Classic, and that turned into $30,000, $30,000 plus dollars, 70,000% gain. Right? You don't necessarily have to invest big, and there are a lot of plays that can give you that potential. You just have to find that opportunity, and doing your research on what that opportunity is, taking that risk, is what it's all about. You never honestly know what's going to happen. I wanted to invest $500 into that, and I would have made $300,000 on that. I would have pocketed $40,000 instead of $4,000 if I would have been able to invest what I wanted to invest. And that's only on a $500 investment. And I'm upset that I couldn't get it. Yes, I'm salty that I couldn't get it because it wasn't my fault. It wasn't me choosing not to invest into it. It was my bank telling me that they will not approve the transaction. And if they would have approved the transaction, I would have probably north of, $50,000 sitting in reserve just to invest into different plays. I would probably have over $100,000 in crypto right now if I had that ability to gain that much money from it. And honestly, it sucks. And I would have a lot more in my overall position. It would be worth, instead of 5,000, it would be worth like 50,000. So if I still followed the same path, I would have $50,000. I would have $48,000 worth of a gain, because currently I have $4,800 worth of a gain in Terra Luna Classic because I invested $43 into it. But I could have had $48,000 plus the $50,000 that would be in my balance right now. And who knows how much I would have given away, because I tend to give away Terra Luna Classic and all types of cryptocurrencies as well. So honestly, I don't know. And maybe as I saw $300,000, I might have sold that. I don't know. I mean, that's a massive amount that you can gain from one position. So of course I might have sold a lot more than just $40,000 worth. I might have sold $100,000. That's a given. So either way, I was excited about that, but you don't necessarily need to go all in and go hard or go home and spend $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 on a play. You can make a lot of money from a certain play. Just look at Bonk, right? If you invested $1,000 into that, literally within a month, you would have had $100,000. Like, that's crazy. It's $1,000. You didn't have to invest $10,000. If you would have made $1 million. But the point is that it had a 100x return, over 100x return. You would have made a lot of money from that if you would have invested in Bonk as it had its run up to $2 billion. It went from a $10 million market cap to a $2 billion market cap. That's a 200% return. I'm sorry, that's a lot of money for $1,000 that you would have invested. So you don't necessarily need to invest all your money on one play and just go hard on one position. If you're trying to invest for consistency, maybe that's the case. Bitcoin only has a certain ceiling, right? A certain window, a certain place that people believe it's going to get to. It could be $100,000. It's currently sitting closer to $50,000, meaning that you're only seeing a 2x. That's a small window, a small place for you to sell, and a small gain that you can have. However, you go down the list a little bit and you look at AVAX. Maybe has a potential chance to get to $100, $200, right? A 30 or 40 or 60 billion dollar market cap. Yeah, $100 billion market cap. Yeah, it can definitely happen. And if it does, where does that leave you, right? You end up making more than a 2x, more than what you can make in Bitcoin there. But Bitcoin has more of a potential to get to not only 100, but 150. So it really depends on what you see within it. Matt, I'm curious if you believe astrology and numerology can make one profits in the crypto, in the coin market. No. I mean, anybody can have their own research. Look, I'm not going to say no completely, but for me, it's not a part of my strategy. If it could be a part of your strategy and you feel like it aligns right and it works right for you, then maybe. And anything can work for anybody. Literally, the simplest way I see that people make profits, the most non-technical way that people have made profits within the crypto market or within the stock market is by working out, waking up early and working out. I've seen people that say waking up early made me money. I see people that say that waking up early and working out makes me more money because I have a clear brain, a clear mind, and I feel energized for the day. And depending on your feeling, you can now make more money. People say that with taking tests. You do better taking tests if you have a fresh brain, if you have a lot of water in your system, you have a full stomach, you don't have to worry about anything that's going on outside of this test, outside of this thing. So honestly, anything could help you, but it just isn't part of my strategy and wouldn't help me. But I'm willing to test anything, honestly, just to see if I could be profitable. However, I've been profitable and I know the process to be profitable for me. Everything I invested in through Pawn ecosystem has made me money, and I'm currently streaming close to $75 a month, a week, for locking up a few $100 worth of the coin. That's great to hear. It's absolutely fantastic. Hey Matt, AVAX sitting at 9 spot. Well, yeah. Is there something else that's added to that? I'm really hoping CRO hits $5. I mean, CRO to $5 is a little bit tough when you look at the market cap, because $4 really gets you to a $100 billion market cap. However, the use for CRO is amazing. So it could potentially get up to that point. It's just, how valuable will CRO be, and it be used for? And also, can we see some more burning that happens within it? And it's possible. Hey Matt, can Bonk reach 10 cents in 2024 or 2025? I mean, that's a large ask. Doesn't Bonk have a huge supply? So I'd probably say no. Probably say no. I'm telling you right now, Sol AVAX for big caps will make you a lot of money after the halving. For memes, Bonk, Frunk, Shib, Doge, if Elon does what he says. That's a good point. I'll take that all into account. I can't agree with everything there, but I hope that it becomes a reality. I think everything will really move, and I think people won't really have a problem. A lot of people are trying to pick and choose what they're going to invest into, because they're not only looking for what's going to gain them money, they're looking for what's going to gain them the most money. And I think you won't really have a problem with any position that you invest into, as long as it has some sort of popularity. If it has no popularity, you may have a little bit of a problem. If it has some sort of popularity, I think everything will find its push, will find its potential, will find its stride, right? And you will get to a way higher point than where you are right now. I firmly agree, as something does have its popularity. You're really not going to be able to go wrong in crypto. It's just whether you are more right than other people, right? Free food, free booze. I love the usage of my CRO. I got the Jade Green card. Slowly getting more. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting more. I'm getting so much more CRO through the rebates, because I have cryptocurrency that's going in and out of crypto.com. I just sold some, and I mean, technically, you have the fees and you have the spreads that really do kind of take away from what you're gaining here, or what you're selling, or what you're moving. So the rebates are maybe like a break even point at that point, and you might still end up losing money overall because of how much the difference is within the actual price of the position and what they sell it for or buy it for, right? But if I looked at, I want to look at my accounts, because I'm currently holding in my wallet on CRO is $5,248 worth of CRO. And then I'm holding some more over on the DeFi wallet that's currently staking and adding more to it. But I have 23,600 that's sitting in an open wallet, and then about 40,000 that's locked up. It's 39,905 CRO that is locked up. As soon as that gets up, above $1, like $1.03 or something, or maybe more, I will hopefully upgrade this to the icy white card so that I can gain a little bit more and get free Netflix and Amazon and all of these other things that I really want to get. But my rebate, I have a rebate of 17.86, and then I have CRO rewards of 27.05. I have CRO lockup rewards, which is 30.5 that I gain. More CRO rewards on January 30th on 3.2, lockup rewards of 30.5. And I consistently gain those lockup rewards. I consistently gain more and more CRO throughout rebates, throughout staking on the DeFi wallet, throughout rewards from the cards. And it's just amazing to be able to see that and have that. So it's technically, as I look through this, I'm gaining, $30 here because CRO will be at a value of $1. I'm gaining $30 here, $30.5 over here, $27.05 over here, 17.86, $17.86. That's the way that I look at it because CRO will be at a value of $1, if not more than that. So I'm gaining a hell of a lot of passive income throughout it because of this. But yeah, and then I also have $10 that I'm buying per day over on Coinbase for crypto.com. As you can see here, I have, it says net invested 141, but I don't believe that's a thing. So I bought before, I hate how Coinbase does this. So I bought CRO a while back and then sent it over to, crypto.com, to where crypto.com has whatever the value is. And yes, it did decrease, but to keep the all-time returns at a certain level because of the amount that you invested and where you sent it to and them still tracking what that loss would have been. I mean, that's kind of, where it's at. And it shows that I invested $141. But right now I'm sitting at $106 total invested into CRO. I also have, if you don't know, I have $1,589 worth of Bitcoin, and that consistently continues to increase. And it's just kind of a hold, right? I'm holding it in there. If I ever need something to come out of my short-term investments, it probably will be that Bitcoin, because I don't see, like, I see value in Bitcoin, but I only see a store of value, right? So I'm storing it and knowing that it's going to be consistent, but have consistent growth with it as well. So as long as I'm holding it for a long period of time, I'll, see $100,000. However, if I need to find a way to use that reserve, then it ends up, I take it all out and start from scratch with Bitcoin. But that's basically my reserve to gain. Ooh. And I hope eventually that I can gain more with Grok, but it's so tricky to see. Let me go in here and find Grok. Well, it's not tricky. It's we're not really seeing the major growth that we really want to see within this position, but still, I think Grok has a lot of potential and has a huge, backing, as a huge community behind it. So I'm not using my CRO card to its full potential. Listening to what you've just said, Matt, I didn't realize you get all those benefits. Yeah, I mean, you get rebates, you get rewards, and as you do level up in the Rewards Plus program, you get a higher percentage back and a higher rebate percentage back. So as long as you're making transactions and moving money on crypto.com, you get a higher rebate. So anytime you make a trade, you get CRO back for making that trade, right? So it's simple. It's kind of a no-brainer. The only thing is that obviously the spreads are a little bit high on CRO, so you might be losing money by taking out those spreads or making those transactions. But as long as you understand the situation, you should be fine. CRO is a safe 10 to 20x, not to mention all the rewards y'all are talking about. All around a great ecosystem, and I'm in. Yeah, I agree. I'm using my card for everything, even gas and groceries. Yeah, I mean, if I'm getting 3.5% or 3.75% back, of course, that's more than any other card that I do have, except for groceries, right? I get 6% back on groceries with my American Express Blue Cash Preferred card. So I'm getting 6% back over there. That's straight cash that I could throw into CRO if I wanted to, but I'm not. I'm just going to keep that there and let it build up. And the point is I'm gaining a lot there, but every other place that I'm not gaining 3% or 3.5%, I'm using this CRO debit card. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I need to look more into those tiers on crypto.com's cards. Yeah, I agree. Example, how is ADA good if the coin doesn't become deflationary? Um, Sold all my ADA once I learned Charles wasn't into burning the supply. It doesn't, something doesn't need to be deflationary, but as long as it is has a max supply, that's what matters. It can be deflationary, and if it is deflationary, that makes things a lot better, creates a strength for the liquidity overall. But it doesn't need to be deflationary as long as it can't be or have any type of inflation. That's why we don't like the US dollar, is because it is inflationary, but people still use it, right? If we can find something that is going to stay still and not decrease in the supply, unlike or have the potential to decrease in the supply, but not increase in the supply, that's what we all care about. Same. Only bill I don't use my CRO account for is rent, sadly. I mean, I wish I can use it on my mortgage because that would be a massive amount that I can gain. Wish he would take CRO. Yeah, I wish that. I mean, eventually, though, we'll see mortgage companies taking cryptocurrency because they're going to be backed by, as you see, the payment option that are happening, the partnerships that's happening with Ripple and different banks. Of course, maybe you'll see that happen where you can take CRO as a form of payment, or take XRP as a form of payment, or whatever. Imagine if you were storing all of your network into Bitcoin since last year. I mean, if you did, yeah. If you were taking all of your money and throwing it in on Bitcoin as a reserve, and maybe you saw the light in Bitcoin, you saw where it was going to go, it was at $15,000, $16,000, you would be up so much on what you had there. Let's say you invested in and had a full Bitcoin or had two full Bitcoin, but the point is like you had so much, so many chances, so many levels that you can just continue to hold at. At these levels here, you had from November 2022 all the way until January, uh, January 12th, 2023. And then it started to blow up and got up to about 20,000, which still you have a lot of room above that to see that grow as well. The problem is that, you may see that decrease in value. If you invested over here, you may see a decrease in value. And you're like, uh-oh, I'm taking all my net worth. It's not really going well. And then it ends up increasing again. You're like, yeah. Then it ends up decreasing again. You're like, no. And, it fluctuates. But overall, if you saw that value throughout the long term and held it for that long period of time and didn't have to use it, yeah, of course, that would be amazing. So let's look into some news. Let's see what's happening within the market. So I saw this, right. A first U.S. bank to let customers keep cryptocurrency in checking accounts exits crypto. Vast Bank made a strategic decision to shutter its mobile crypto app and exit the scene after receiving an OCC consent order in October 2023. Vast Bank, an entity claiming to be the first United States banking institution to allow its customers to buy and sell and hold cryptocurrencies alongside traditional checking accounts, has shuttered its mobile, crypto banking app and declared its intent to exit the crypto industry. In an FAQ post on the bank's website, the first spotted by American banker Vast Bank said it would be refunding any holders remaining crypto through liquidation. So that's honestly crazy to be able to see that.
Reality underscore first donated $5 through Super Chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Look into Spritz Finance. They allow you to pay bills with crypto. You might be able to pay mortgages with them.
I'll have to look into it. Let me take a look into it. Give me a couple of seconds. Let me finish this article really quick. Um, to strategically align our operations effective Wednesday, January 31st, 2024, we will be disabling and removing the vast crypto mobile banking application from Google and Apple, which means your vast crypto mobile banking accounts, including any digital assets held in custody, will be liquidated and closed. So they would be refunding. That's a good thing. It's not something where it's taking away people's money, but it's just like at fear of having regulatory clarity. And apparently that's where it is, right? So regulatory uncertainty is the reason why you're seeing this, where the chairman, Gary Gensler, has virtually blocked banks from serving as custodians of digital assets. Today, these people and I introduce resolutions to repeal SEC Gov's terrible bulletin. So it obviously that's not great at all to be able to see that you have certain strides that are being made and those strides kind of taking a backseat or backtracking in a way. It honestly sucks because you could have once we have regulatory clarity, then you could have something that's already established. However, you can't really make these moves to even establish anything. And it's kind of giving maybe the chance, eventually you'll see it, but you can't really, it's not really giving the chance to succeed because they're trying to fight back as much as possible. The SEC sucks. We can all agree that the SEC sucks because they're trying to, fight what is going to happen in this world, right? Crypto is going to take over and they're trying to fight it as best as possible and hold it off so that they can find a way in, invest into whatever they want to invest into. Gary Gensler can have his dream job and whatever he wants to do and then eventually be kind of all gung-ho on crypto. But it just grinds my gears, right? It's something that really pisses me off that the SEC doesn't understand, or maybe they do. They don't understand where the crypto market is going to go, but maybe they do, and they just want to hold off so that they can be more a part of it, or Gary Gensler can get to the position that he wants to get to because that's what needs to be, right? Crypto doesn't need to be anything for him to be there. I don't know, but it honestly bothers me because, like I said, you reach these certain strides in these places and be the first banking institution to allow its customers to buy and sell and hold crypto alongside traditional checking accounts. I mean, that's huge. I mean, technically, if I could get crypto in Ally Bank where you can bank, invest in the stock market and invest in the crypto, that would be phenomenal. But that's not really the case right now. So eventually we'll see it and we'll see it again. But right now everything has to be held off and they have to refund people. They'll probably still have the technology in the background just to be able to do the same thing once we do get regulatory clarity and have that uncertainty go away. But yeah, it's definitely a problem. Look into Spritz Finance. They allow you to pay bills with crypto. You might be able to pay mortgages with them. I'll have to look into it. You said Spritz Finance? Or is that you would pay with a certain crypto? Pay bills with crypto overall. Off-ramp your crypto to your bank account in just one transaction. But the issue is not paying. So the problem is that you would pay with crypto here, and it looks like you're off ramping to a certain currency, so to a dollar or whatever. And it's not necessarily paying with crypto. You're giving Spritz crypto, and then they're paying in dollars, which is not necessarily doing what you want it to do. Like I want to be able to pay with my debit card because it is a debit card. I would like to pay with my debit card. However, I can't really do that. If certain places will let you pay with a bank account, and some places will let you pay with a debit card. However, my mortgage company will not let me pay with a debit card. They won't let me pay with a debit card or a credit card. It has to be straight through a bank and a direct draw from a bank. Now, I could go and explore that option. I haven't explored it in a while. Maybe that is an option that I could pay with a with a debit card, and if I can, that would be phenomenal because then I can just add the money. I need to cough. I can add the money to my account and then do that. So I have to see if your mortgage company does allow you to pay with a debit card, you might be able to use your crypto.com card because it is technically a debit card. It's not a credit card. But the only thing is that maybe you might need to enter banking information to link that to a bank account. I don't know. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But it looks like it's just like kind of a from crypto to cash to whatever. So it's not really giving you any type of benefits except allowing you to pay in crypto specifically, right? I don't know why I said specifically there. I don't even know if that ties in right. There's a guy who accurately predicted many other altcoins correctly during 2020. Um, that guy accurately predicted it at exact price spots. He did it for ADA, XRP, Ethereum. He showed his calculations and the underlying base. It could work if we get the supply down, sure, but that's not happening. So I don't know what you're talking about there. CDC card has a cap for CRO cashback though. It does. It does. Certain CRO cards. So let me go to crypto.com really quick. So you would have to do the math on how much you can gain in cash back. But certain cards, the higher tier cards, really don't have a cap. But the Jade Green card, I believe, does. Um, see, products, metal cards. This is the only card you need. So $50 first 3 months, no monthly CRO rewards cap. So the first 3 months that you hold it, no CRO rewards cap, but you can gain $50 total in rewards, meaning that if you have 1% that you gain back on $1,000, that would be $10. If you gain, and that's per month, right? So it's not an overall rewards cap for the year. It's a monthly rewards cap, I believe, right? So $50 monthly reward cap. Yeah, monthly CRO rewards cap is $50. So if I have, let's say I gain 3.5% and I have $1,000 mortgage or $1,000 mortgage payment, that would be $35, right? Now, if you multiply that by two, because mortgages are expensive, that could be 60 or 70,000 or $70, which honestly, and that means that I would get no more rewards anywhere else. However, if I could find a way to upgrade to the icy white card, it'll be a different story. So right now, I'm getting a decent amount of rewards. I can say that I probably get somewhere around 10 to $15 worth of rewards just from spending, because that's really all you can gain. Actually, it's probably more than that because I spend like maybe $1,000 and I get 3 points. So that's about $35. Yeah, about $35 to $40. I probably get closer to maxing out that rewards, the overall rewards every month. Plus the trading rebates that I have, plus the rewards that I get from staking overall, which is, I believe, 6%. I'm not 100% sure. It shows me on the app, but it doesn't show me on here. So yeah. But I would love to be able to upgrade from this to this, and especially at my extra 1.75% that I gain back. So it would be 4.75. That would be fantastic. Binance is suspiciously involved in LUNC. They own 30 to 50% of the total supply in different wallets. Why would they burn LUNC monthly? So I believe that, one, this is speculation, but I believe that they would burn LUNC, and they choose to burn LUNC because of the fact that they believe that the community could create an impact. And if we decide to create an impact, it smells like breakfast down here, and that's coming from the vent from upstairs. And I want some bacon. I think Erica's making bacon. Um, but yeah. So for LUNC, I believe that they're doing this because they believe the community is going to be a major part of, the success in building this thing back, and that they're trying to show their support, because honestly, they could be burning a lot more if they really wanted to, but they want us to create that support. They believe in burning, so now we need to believe in burning. And we need to find a way to get these exchanges to burn, but we're not doing that together because people are speaking louder on the other side, like, hey, we don't need to burn. Stop burning. We don't need to burn. The exchanges will lose volume and all this stuff. It doesn't matter what the volume is. If we are not seeing any burning that's happening on exchanges, it's not helping our cause. It's not helping us at all get to the levels that we want to get to. But they receive 3.14 trillion on a day of a crash. I think they will at some point burn all of it. No, so they won't. They spent millions of dollars on that. And the thing that they don't want to do is they don't want to have millions of dollars of a hit of a bottom line and then not end up getting any type of benefits in the end. They buy up a lot of positions, and I mean holding majority of positions, because they see the value in those, whether it's Jasmine Coin, whether it's Terra Luna Classic, whether it doesn't matter what it is, right? A lot of positions they end up buying up a lot of because they see the benefits and where they can go. And as more people start to trade on Binance, it increases their bottom line. It increases their assets, because think about this. If they hold 50% of Terra Luna Classic and Terra Luna Classic finds a way to get back to $40 billion, they now just gained $20 billion from an investment that they made into Terra Luna Classic for multiple millions of dollars. And it's not saying that they're going to sell it. It's their bottom line that now looks better. It's their, or not bottom line, it's their assets that now look better, right? Because they're holding on to billions of dollars worth of Terra Luna Classic. And you know what? They can sell $1 billion and make $1 billion, make their money back, and still have 19 billion left in there. Like, that's the thing that they know that they can do, and they want to support Terra Luna Classic just in case that is the process, just in case that does happen. And down the line, 2 years, if it doesn't happen and it still gets to a higher price point, they still make a lot of money. If we know the process of it getting to a $40 billion market cap, or maybe even further with the decrease in supply, the use case back in there, the algorithm and all of that stuff, it can go further than a $40 billion. It can go $50 billion, $60, $100 billion market cap with everything set and seeing the chain back to normal. However, we're not doing that. We're fighting every single day about where we need to go and how we get there, so nothing is getting done, right? We're like, we don't need to burn. Like, I'm over here saying that we need to burn, and everybody else, or a lot of other people, are like, no, we don't need to burn. Validators like, we don't need to burn. And then they say, we need utility. And I say, okay, let's create utility. Well, they come back and say, well, nobody's building. Well, no shit, right? That's, sorry for the language, but like, you understand that they're not going to build on a project that doesn't have the volume and doesn't have any type of path forward. So I knew that was going to happen. You have to get back to normal. You have to recover before you can start to build, right? I always use this example. You're not going to sit here and take a house that has been torn down and build on a lot of the burnt studs, right? You're not going to do that. If it's been burned down, if your house has been burned down, you're going to get rid of all of the burnt wood, any of the stable wood, the structure, the base is going to be utilized, right? Because it's sturdy. but you're not going to sit here and just go, okay, let's just keep the burnt wood and we'll just build on that and start hammering away. No, it's not going to work. Right? You can't build on a broken foundation, and we have to build up this foundation. And the problem is that we don't have anybody that really wants to. Maybe the overwhelming like retail traders and investors want to, but there's louder voices that are saying we shouldn't do it that way. So we're believing them. Not me, but validators. So it's frustrating. 1,100 is not a lot, I know, but that's a lot of XRP and XLM at today's prices. Companies start buying. Now you have the next 5 years to figure out, I think. What's your prediction for the bull cycle, Matt? 2025? It depends what you're talking about. Overall market cap, I'm looking for it to reach a $10 trillion market cap. That's what I would love to see. And then depending on what XRP can do, it may be a lot more, because you might not have to factor in market cap there, but it's still a part of the crypto market. So if all CEXs have a burn tax, even 0.1%, it would be awesome. I agree. I don't know why we all aren't pushing for that. If we all were pushing for it on Twitter, and talking to these exchanges and telling them the reasons why. It's not just for, hey, I want to see this get to $1. It's for the recovery of Terra Luna Classic. If we can find a way to get in front of them and talk to them about that, like, it's a no-brainer. But the problem is that parts of the community are speaking very loudly, saying that it will decrease volume. Honestly, I don't think it will decrease volume, but even if it did, who cares? Right now, with the volume that it has, with the $1 billion, multiple billions of dollars that have gone through in December, what did we see from that? We saw a gain, right? It ended up increasing up to 0.000, 2.7% of a penny, right? What did we gain from that overall? The long-term holders, the people that believe in the project, what did we gain from it? Absolutely nothing. The only thing we did gain, if anything, was Binance deciding to burn what they were going to burn. And if they didn't burn, we gained nothing at all, right? The burns that are happening on chain were fantastic, but that's because the burns are there. But when we talk about exchange volume, if it's not for Binance, we have nothing to really say, hey, this is amazing that they're doing this volume over here, besides us gaining a certain amount and selling. If that's what you want, this is not a community that cares about the success of the project. This is a community that only cares about their financial gain in the short term. I mean, that's as simple as that. I don't understand why we aren't reaching out to every single exchange that trades Lunic and go, hey, we need to see a burn tax. Like, can you help us out with a burn tax? And anytime that I do it, for some reason I get laughed at for trying to get these exchanges to burn. And it's honestly sad. It's honestly very, very sad that I'm trying to do something to make a change, and then if I do end up making that change, everybody that was now going, oh, this will never happen, ha ha ha, you suck, and all of this stuff, they're now like, oh, well, you know what? It's great that they're burning. It's great what you did. It's like, you think that I forgot the fact that you said that you laughed in my face? Like, that's like someone laughing in your face while you're in school and you end up being successful. Like, I saw a Michael B. Jordan interview where this, I guess, woman called him a dorky kid or whatever, and he ends up being one of the most successful actors in Hollywood. And, he's like, oh, you think I forgot that? Like, that type of stuff. It's like, I'm not one to really hold a grudge, but it's just like, why do people change up so fast? When you get something done, people change up so fast. So, I don't know. Off topic from crypto, I guess. So don't answer if it's too off topic. What do you think of about this 3-fund portfolio? VU, SCHD, and SCHG. I don't know what SCHG is. I haven't invested into it, but I like the other two, VOO, SCHD, great plays. I'm not sure if VOO offers a dividend. I'm pretty sure it does, but I think it's a good play. I know SCHD, I have that in my portfolio. It is a great play, has consistency. I'm a fan of any ETF or anything that does flow with the market. So yeah, I like it. I would have to dig more into it if I wanted to talk about the potential and what you gain from it. I don't know how much you have invested in what, but all of them are great plays, whether you had 33, 33, 33, or you had 50, 30, and 20, right? It doesn't matter what the percentages are. I feel like they are good plays because they're followers and not leaders. That's why. I agree. I agree. They see the majority of people that are talking about it and going like, oh, well, you know what? This person says it sucks, so I'm going to agree with them because they're louder. And then when I have something, you understand that the burn tax initiative was supported 99% by the community. And then all of a sudden, people started going, no, we need to not do this because someone has a bright idea to decrease the burn tax because the supply is decreasing, because they want to contribute it to that in 3 weeks or less than 3 weeks, because it technically was denied like the day it got approved and the day it got implemented. There were already people that were like, no, the volume's lower, get it out of here. I don't agree with this. So it literally took like a day for people to go, no, we don't need that. I have a better idea. It's like, what idea do you have that's going to recover Terra Luna Classic faster? And the crazy thing is, it always comes down to like, oh, well, we should do this repeg and create this new stablecoin and leave people out in the dust over here, leave people out to dry when it comes to USTC. It's like, that's not fair, right? We want to see the recovery overall, and you're talking about finding a different way of recovery that could be faster. No, the fastest way is to see the standard transactions that we're already doing and have a tax. The reason why we had a great idea of taxing individuals that work is because it's a way to be able to pay for the roads and pay for different things that can get done around in this country or in these countries, any country that you live in. You have people that are working for a certain amount of money and then they go home and they're like, you know what, we have this bright idea. People are already working, already making money. Let's tax them on the money that they receive. If you tax them on the money that they receive, you can get a lot of stuff done. Look where we are today. Computers, cameras, cell phones with, there's so many different things that we have because of the ability to tax on top of it. And yes, we're slow when it comes to government officials and the way that they move based on their systems and their belief in the internet. But the point is people are able to make more money. We're able to get more things done in a system to where something is already established and money is already being spent or moved around. If you just find a way to take a little bit of that money and throw it in on some other place, you can recover everything and prepare everything for the worst case scenario, and kind of set yourself up with a reserve and all these other things. So I really don't understand why people don't see that and go, okay, we're spending millions of dollars over here on exchanges. Why not try and get them to burn as well? If Binance is doing it, why the hell isn't KuCoin doing it? Why the hell isn't any other platform doing it? Why are we not pressuring them to do it? And not even pressuring, but just asking them. If you are financially worried about crypto is not the place for you. True. Very true. How can we replace all validators at LUNC they're screwing everything up. So I don't know if we can replace all validators, but we can kind of get in their head, because it seems like all of the validators want to be leaders, but they're followers. Because if you put out a controversial in any way proposal, they will say this. They will go, well, let's see what the community decides before we decide. What type of validator is that? Like, if you're talking about your specific community, yes. If you're talking about the overall community, you are following what the vast majority want. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So that's what kind of pulled me away from Orion and pulled me away from all nodes, is the fact that they are followers. They're not leaders. Why should you wait to see what the rest of the community is doing, what other validators are doing? You are your own validator, a top validator at that. You need to make a decision. Whether it comes from your community specifically and you do a vote and then you make a decision, or whether it comes from you, you make a freaking decision. What about anonymous voting until the vote is closed out? I didn't even know that was a thing. I honestly didn't know that was a thing. If it is, I've never seen anonymous voting. Honestly, I haven't really fully looked for it, but that sucks too. I got out of Luna because it reminds me too much of politics and greedy politicians. I'm going with Jasmine XLM, XRP, chain, etc. It's not. Wait, sorry. It's not. I was asking if we can do that. Um, I mean, that's not a bad idea to do like some sort of a anonymous voting, because then you, yeah, I mean, even if they're still going to be able to see who votes which way. The good thing about anonymous voting would be the fact that nobody would know, and if somebody wanted to switch sides and go, okay, well, I believe that we should probably go a different route, but they're a part of like maybe another side or another community or whatever. Which it's all the same community, so I don't understand. But whether they're part of another side, they can vote that way. But if they're going to be ratted out at the end of it, then maybe it doesn't fit well for them. But if they're not ratted out, then it could be something that fits with it. But I don't know. I feel like all transparency just needs to stay out there. I mean, it's a good idea. It's a good concept. And anonymous voting always does have a sort of an impact, but you still get to see. Do you mean like anonymous the percentage wise, or anonymous the people who vote? Because I think anonymous to see what the overall percentage is would be fantastic. Because if you have, you don't know if it's passing or not, but everybody continues to vote, and you just say how much has voted to quorum, and then you see at the end if it's a yes or a no vote, then that would be phenomenal. I think that's a good idea. That's a great idea, Brian. Anonymous results, let's call it that, or hidden results. So I can't say that I like the anonymous voting until the end. We have to be able to see what our validators are doing. I don't know if I necessarily think that anonymous anonymous voting would change anything, but anonymous results or hidden results would be fantastic. I think that would be great, because then no one would be influenced to see what the next person has done, or what, who's winning and who's losing. It's just like you vote how you feel. Doesn't matter who's winning in the 7 days. This is where we ended. That would be freaking fantastic. I love that. I love that idea. And I don't think the other side would love that idea, because then it would get a lot of things to pass versus get turned down, because you don't have all of your people that are like, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. That's not a freaking bad idea. But either way, I don't think we really need too many votes. Like right now, I'm okay with a 0.5% burn tax if it's implemented everywhere. I'm okay with it. Like I want to see more burns happen so that we get this overall supply burned down faster. But there's a lot of people that are just against increasing that burn tax again. And they don't think it will benefit anybody, which I do think it will benefit a lot of people. But I think this is a proposal that needs to go through to change. And I mean, maybe I could put a deposit, I could put a thing out there for a deposit proposal, because I don't want to foot the bill. I've been giving away a lot of cryptocurrency, and if they do a no with veto, then I lose everything that's there, the 5 million that I put into it. So I could put out um, a proposal, a simple proposal to say we need hidden results, hidden voting results. And I don't know how we do it. I don't know who would figure out doing that, but I think that should be the case. That's not a bad idea. That's a really, really good idea. And if somebody wants to put it out there already, you can put it out there if you want, and I will contribute to it. Um, Genius idea, but they'll shoot it down. I mean, they could. Um, what would you be buying if you suddenly got 100K to invest on your top existing portfolio, on top of my existing portfolio? So you're saying that I gain an extra $100,000 that I can now put into um, my investment account. What would I be doing? If let's say my student loans were paid off, because that would, pay off my student loan. So if I had an extra $100,000, 100% that would go to paying off my student loans there. Um, the only reason I'm investing into crypto heavily is because I believe that, crypto is not only something that you can gain just 5% or anything. You can gain like 500 and 5,000 and 50,000% and things like that, right? So that's the only reason I'm investing into crypto with a lot of this money, which it could go to paying off my student loans if I really want to. It's just the opportunity missed would be more than paying off my student loans there. So because yeah. Anyways, if I had $100,000 to invest into crypto right now, and I wanted to invest into different plays, like on top of my portfolio, I don't want to buy any more XRP. I'm good with the amount of XRP that I have. I wouldn't buy any more of that, but I would throw more money into some top plays. Um, I don't want to throw any into Solana at some of these prices. I really don't, because it's at $100. I believe it can go a lot further, but still, um, it's just something that rubs me the wrong way. If it is lower and it finds a way to go down to 70, then yes, I would spend more money there. I would throw a lot more money into ADA. I feel like ADA is a fantastic play, and it's at a low price. Um, I would throw more money into Caspa. I feel like Caspa, I would love to have 10,000 plus dollars of Caspa. I feel like that's a fantastic play as well, and we'll have a lot of growth. um, AVAX would be a must to hold a lot more. Um, and some other, like, what I would do is probably take a larger portion of it, maybe like 20 or 30,000, and find some crypto gems. So I would go into the market, and I would look for crypto gems that are not only on the first page. Like, I'm looking for things that are at like $100 million market cap, or maybe less, something around that nature, but also sees a decent amount of volume. So trying to sort it in a different way, to where I can get, let's say if I go over here to the third page, and I wanted to sort it by whatever the market cap is, right? You have some that are at $22 billion market cap, but if we scroll down here, we're going to see some that are at $600 million market cap, $400 million market cap. We still scroll down. We see this at a dog with hat at a $200 million market cap. You start to look for things like Balancer. I feel like Balancer is a great play. I would throw some money into that at a certain level because it has a certain supply. Like that may be a decent play. But as you go through these, you look for plays that have a large amount of potential. Like you even look at Bounce. Bounce token was one that I thought was a great play when it was at $5, and now it's at $27. So the point is that I would start to look for kind of diamond in the rough or crypto gems that aren't in the top 100, right? Things that are outside the top 100 that could find a way to propel themselves into the top 100. And it's more of an if play. It is something that will, no matter what, see potential, but will it see the potential that we all want it to see, up to from a level of a 256 by market cap up to, 25 or top 10? Who really knows? It could be, it might not be. Or could it propel itself from a 256 to into the top 100? That could be the place. That's what I would really say is I would definitely invest into some of the the top plays that we have here. So different investments like, Cardano and Avalanche and things of that nature. But I would also invest some more into maybe a play like Anchor, or a play like API3, or a play like ALCX or whatever. So yeah, but that's not the case right now. I only have about $60,000 invested into crypto. So yeah. Let's look at another. Let's look at another article. Let's look at something related to Ripple, because obviously it's great to understand what's happening with Ripple. At least for me, some people are not big fans. But Ripple must share financial statements requested by the SEC court rules. The statements will help a judge determine if institutional sales of XRP after the SEC lawsuit was filed in 2020 broke securities law. The SEC said in its request. A New York judge has ordered Ripple Labs to produce certain financial statements and information on the institutional sale of XRP tokens at the request of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Court rulings from Monday show. The SEC request, made in early January, follows a pivotal judgment in the lawsuit that accuses the crypto firm of selling unregistered securities in the country. Judge Annalisa Torres were ruling last July that only Ripple's institutional sales of XRP broke only Ripple's institutional sales of XRP broke U.S. law, was celebrated by the crypto industry as a victory in the efforts to clarify how regulators treat digital assets. Having found Ripple liable for violations before the lawsuit was filed in 2020, the requested documents will aid Torres in determining whether the court should order injunctions or civil penalties for the period since then, and if warranted, decide how much, the SEC said in its request. And An order signed by Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn on Monday compels Ripple to hand over financial statements for 2022 and 2023, along with contracts governing institutional sales since the lawsuit was filed. Ripple opposed to the SEC request in a January 19th filing, saying it was untimely and the regulator had failed to justify each of its requests on the merits. The SEC's request for irrelevant and burdensome post-complaint discovery, especially given the close of a close of fact discovery, should be denied, counsel for Ripple said. So honestly, I think this is good and bad, right? I think it's great to have some sort of clarity and understanding, information behind financial statements. But however, this also opens up a new can of worms as you have financial statements and different information that's in there that the SEC can access. It's something where it's like when a cop pulls you over for a certain thing and they're trying to find multiple things that are happening just so that they can maybe give you tickets or arrest you or do whatever. And it's like, oh, well, your taillight keeps blinking, and then they go, oh, well, you know what? I smell something in this car or whatever, right? They could say whatever they want to say. Or it's like where the same situation where a cop is like following you for a certain period of time and they're just waiting for you to do something bad. Like that's kind of the scenario that I kind of attribute this to, where they're looking for something and they find something extra and they're like, oh, well, what about this? We had this information that came from this. And even though their financial statements are not public because they are not a publicly traded company, right? And maybe they would be soon. Their IPO could be a thing and they would have public information. They would have all the access to financial statements, but now they want access to this and it may open up a whole new can of worms. But either way, this could be good and bad, just to be able to see some sort of clarity behind information, but it's also all opinionated. So anyways, let me know your thoughts about, XRP and everything here related to turning over financial statements. I thought this was a ridiculous request to something that's not a company that's not public, but whatever. Binance gonna burn this month or March unbelievable burns? I have 3 million and had 10 million. We're going to be millionaires, just total. If we got nothing to hide, no big deal. Yeah, but it's still, if they're trying to find something, then it's a different story. Sounds more like a time waste thing again from the SEC. Could be that. Could be that, but a lot of times they're just looking for something, right? If they're trying to get all information from 2020 to 2023, I mean, that's a lot of data. That's a lot of information to go through, and they can probably find something financially that won't add up, whether it's tax related or whether it's asset sale related. XRP, XLM, SHIB, LUNC, and some BNB tokens. You know what? I don't have BNB, and I would like to have BNB. I feel like BNB has a lot of success coming for it, and I don't have any of it. But I would love to be able to hold it on Coinbase, and I can't. I can hold it on Crypto.com, but I can't hold it on Coinbase. So that kind of sucks. All right. Well, I think I have to pretty much get out of here because I was supposed to get off here at 9. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, Robert EU, hey, how are you doing? Thank you for showing up here. Sorry that I'm leaving as soon as you say a comment, but I think I have to get out of here. Ooh, because I was supposed to get, like I said, I was supposed to get out of here at 9 because I have some things to do. But make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. If you're on Rumble, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, X, any of these platforms that you're watching right now. If you want to check out, Margex and start trading on Margex, it's a fantastic platform. I really, really like it, to where you can trade up to 100x leverage on any position that you hold. You can leverage these positions that you have, and it is something that's risky. But if you see the success in the crypto market, short term, long term, whatever you're seeing, you can gain quite a bit from these plays throughout that process. So feel free to check out Margex and start trading with leverage, trade with other people's money to make you money. I would say start low, start with maybe like $10, and you can trade at whatever leverage you want. But I also think you should start low with the leverage as well, just so that you can get a sense of where things are going and what your strategy will be. But feel free to check out Margex down below, as well as checking out my Patreon, which I did have a full market update video, as well as talking about another crypto play that is up 70%. So if you want to check that out, feel free to go over to my Patreon and sign up for the at least profit hands level. If you want to do the Discord level, that includes the market updates that we talk about, as well as the chats within the communities. But feel free to check all that stuff out, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.